Good morning, fellas. Let's start with the first piece of mail. It says Motivation 247. When your business is all about girls. Hey, Supreme. It's been a while since my last time posting here. There are good things. There are doing. Oh, sorry. Things are doing good here in Spain. Hey, ¿cómo está, Le Monk? Right now, I'm working in a foreign students travel and party organization. Yeah, but you got all kind of girls there too, don't you? Which means I have to be almost every night going to party and travel with lots of girls, which of course is good. Being part of the staff makes things easier when playing the game, of course, but it doesn't mean that I don't have to work to get some pussy. For this work, I have to be a very social person, and I have to be all nights giving 100%, but there are some days where I can't give it all. In those days, I become a little bit shy, and that's very bad for business. Do you know any simple motivation tricks when you are in a party or in the dance floor? No, unfortunately, I can't answer that question for you. I've always been self-motivated myself. If I don't feel like going dancing, then, which was rare, then I wouldn't go. I never forced myself to do anything. That's the kind of life that I've lived, you know. That's why, I work for myself, so I don't have to follow someone else's orders. So I can't help you out there how to self-motivate yourself with your work. Okay. Good luck to you, though. Sir Money, real player. Never met a real player before. I appreciate you being so forward and call me out on my bitchness. First and last time getting pussy whipped. No more Captain Save-A-Ho. I've read some books on being a player, but they are not very helpful, like Original Game by Daryl Woodson, a pimp. Yeah, I know he is. I don't want to pimp hoes, I want to be a player. And that's the difference. Players are at the bottom rung of the hierarchy, okay? After players, you have what's called max up here. Then at the top, you have pimps. I know a lot of Caucasian folks think pimps are scum of the earth and all that kind of stuff, but we're talking about the people with the ability to control women, okay? To get and control women. And they are the top of the food chain. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else he says. I read The Game by Neil Strauss. I hate that book. When that book came out, all kind of nerds and goobers came to the internet. He just talks about stupid shit. Exactly. The book has nothing to do with getting women. It's about his experiences being in the pickup artist community. Can you send me some information on where I can get your 7 Steps program? Yeah, click on the link that's right below this video and other material you may have. Last question, what is your definition of a real player? Okay, a lot of people would like to call themselves players, and a real player is about his business, the business of his life. He's about enjoying his life and having fun. Okay? Scrub players, they're only about just getting some ass. And that's where I differ from scrub players. Because I'm about coming up in your life also. Okay? So that's how I would define a real player. We get lots of women, but we live our lives like a king. We get the power and the pussy, but we don't necessarily get the money from them, okay? Now, yes, I did get money from women, but that's because I rose to a little bit higher level, but you got to define the levels, okay? So we get the power and the pussy and get to have fun with doing it. Funkology. Hey, hello, Supreme. Had problems with my old channel, Funk Fun, so made a new one. Same guy from Holland, if you remember, yeah. Two questions. I have this woman asking my age on a dating site, and because I changed it a little lower than the real age, how should I respond to that? Stick to what you put out there until she finds out. That's the danger of doing that. The thing is, one day she might want to know my birth date exactly. Still, if I set my age at 36, I get a lot of older women around 42 wanting kids. Yeah, that's the problem. How would you handle the age thing? Well, I did actually do just what you were doing. I tried an experiment. And it did cause a problem. So I actually wouldn't recommend doing that, being more honest in the upfront. Like, a lot of guys like to lie about their height. And then when they show up and not the height they said they were, you know. I found that it's actually better to just be upfront and tell the truth. Because, you know, we lie about everything else. We put younger pictures up there. Girls do the same thing. They put the younger pictures up to the thinner pictures and stuff like that. But, you know, when it comes to age stuff and height and stuff like that, that stuff it's going to have to come out. And when you meet a girl, if she lied about her photos, you should walk away. A lot of people do it, and I don't like it, but whatever. How would you handle the age thing? Yep. Okay, let's see. When talking to her, having coffee, well, what would you say? Okay, well, you might want to confess before you go a little bit further. I had to actually do that. But you know what? The difference in my age that I put back then was a lot bigger than a couple of years. Because when I was at 40, I looked like I was 29. A baby face. Even when it was thin, it was still a baby face. Let's see, my second question is, when are the t-shirts available? Ah, yes, okay, my son... Excuse me. I gave those to my son, and he's got a t-shirt machine. I'll ask him about it again. All right, next one. An open relationship by Supreme. Where at? I'm right here. Do you heard about an interesting issue nowadays? It's called an open relationship. Yeah, I've heard of those. It's all about couples. Not my thing though. Okay, if a woman's with me, she shouldn't want anybody else. All right. And I have. The way I see it is some weak ass motherfuckers that can't hold their women to them. It's all about couples where that's okay. You're talking about now. You're going into swingers, and I actually had an ex-girlfriend, write me and ask me if I would be interested in Palygore or some shit like that. Basically, she wanted me to address my player side because she knew that was within me. I'll see if I can find the letter that she wrote. La-di-da. Let's see. Oh, yes. It's taking my word a moment to come up. Polyamory. There's something I've been wanting to ask you. Have you ever considered the following for yourself? I know you told me once that there was not one girlfriend you had that you didn't cheat on. Rather than dealing with the negative feelings that come along with that, I was wondering if you would consider a poly lifestyle where you were open with your partner. I have come to terms with the fact that it is really unrealistic that one person would be happy with me forever and vice versa. So I've been kicking around this idea for the last year or so, and I've come very open to the idea that my next relationship may be like this. Actually, I'm kind of hopeful for it. And anyway, here's a description. And polyamory, she writes, what is polyamory? Polyamory is a relationship style that involves an openness to being involved with more than one person at the same time. And that does not work for me. As she finishes up saying, let me know your honest thoughts and feelings. I know you want to fight this type of lifestyle, but I truly believe men like you were made for this. She actually understood my inner nature, you know, especially since you have embraced your dom side of late. You seem to be much more open. Oh, this is strictly out of curiosity for me, why I'm asking. I'm not concerned too much if you said, why the hell are you doing this or trying this, then her name, because I'm finding my peace right now. We all need to find it. I just want to get your honest thoughts about it. Yeah. My honest thoughts are no. No. That's not my thing. Okay. Next, Val, The Power of Growing Balls. The book is worth reading. Oh, that's a book title? The Power of Growing Balls, huh? Why? Because you inspired it. Ah. Hey, Supreme, I'm here to tip my hat off to you again and offer an apology and a thank you for telling the truth about eye contact. Val, you've known that for a long time. As you were aware, most of us mix and match your wisdom as to think that we know better. Yeah, that's what really cracks me up. You know, I'm 52 years of age, and you guys are in your 20s, and yeah, I've been there, lived all through that stuff, and you guys, that cracks me up. Like me, I knew the power of eye contact, but decided to hoe chase because I thought I was too ugly to be chosen, and it made me impatient. Although I do get women on my team, it is so emotionally draining, especially at the end when I realized that the women I did attract gave me eye contact to begin with. But I want to share with you that after listening to your podcast and videos for 3 years, I've grown my balls not to look down like a bitch when a woman catches me looking in their direction. Something amazing has been happening. I simply took the mentality of bitches ain't shit. That's from one of my posts. Don't you dare fucking look down the presence of a woman. That's from one of my podcast shows. And at first, it was hard because I would do it with some women and then look down like a bitch some other times. But like my weightlifting, I kept reminding myself to give my very best and improve every day. Let me see how much time I have. 2 minutes. And now walk with more confidence, partly because I've been buffing up, but also because I've been training my mind to look at women with hunger, lust in my eyes. I actually don't like to look at women with hunger and lust. I like to think in my mind what wonderful sex I can give them and blast that out. And that's a better feeling to blast from your eyes to her eyes. Okay? If you know you can give her lots of orgasms, you know, let that feeling come into you and then put it into her head. Seeing women blush. And now walk, okay, let's see. Even the ones that are not choosing or feel me somehow respect me, even get out of my way as I walk past them. I can now feel them, and it's a better feeling than having a few bitches on the team, which I had to hoe chase. What's my point to the guys? Stop asking questions and thinking, and simply take the advice as fact from Supreme. If you are 18, it's time to man up and leave the excuses in the past. Nothing will work in the now if you stay in the then. Hit the damn weights, work on, someone's in my backyard, autonomy, having a car, money, because I feel that although you can get women with no job, like I did